Hey guys, it's Bella if you don't know me. Even if you do know me, it's still Bella, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is kind of different, but kind of not. I did a video sort of like this, and it was the real tea about going to ballet school. And basically I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit about how I'm doing recovering from my injury, how I'm getting back into shape, and how I'm feeling, because you guys loved that other video, and I think it's really important for you guys to see the not so great side of my life too, because obviously you guys get to see the great side of my life, which is awesome, but I want you guys to know that not everything is sunshine and rainbows, because I'm a normal teenager. I'm 14 years old. I go through the exact same things you guys probably go through, and I just thought I should talk about it a little bit. Let's get into this video. Also, you guys could probably tell this video is kind of really chill. I'm literally in my pajamas. I'm on my couch. I actually didn't do my hair. I brushed it, and then I barely put any makeup on. I just want you guys to feel like we're sitting on the couch together, eating some chips, talking about life, because that's what this is about, yo. As you guys know, I've mentioned it in a lot of my videos, I am recently coming back from a very intense injury, and a lot of you guys have been asking exactly what the injury was. Honestly, I don't really know because it's a hip injury. I do have a labral tear on my left hip, but that's not the actual cause of the pain, because you could literally take 100 people, like random people, and 50 of them would have a labral tear. That's just like, I have a labral tear, like that's just how it is. We discovered that my pelvis is shaped very weird and is very enclosed, I guess, so it's not really made for dance, which I totally get. I don't have great turnout. I'm not the best dancer in the world, and I totally understand that my pelvis wasn't really made for dancing, and being a dancer, injury kind of comes with it. I've been dealing with my hip injury for 6 years, and we haven't really had a diagnosis, which kind of sucks. Love that. I want to tell you guys kind of how I found out that I had to take this time off. It was very abrupt and sudden. I had been doing physio, and obviously that was helping, and I went in to see a sports med doctor. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to expose anybody. We went to the sports med doctor, and I was just expecting him to like examine me and kind of give me maybe some idea what's happening, because it's been 6 years and I still have no idea. We walk into the room and he's like, okay. He goes, stand up. And I was like, oh, okay, like whatever. And he starts examining my arms. Like he was like, are you hyperextended? And I was like, he was like, straighten your arms. And I was like, and he was like, you're hyperextended. And I was like, I know, in my arms. And he was like, can you do this? I can't do it. Oh, no. He was like, can you do this? Like, touch your pinky to your wrist. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, can you touch your toes? And I was like, he's like, oh my gosh, you're so hypermobile. I'm not. I just stretch all the time. Like, that's just how it works when you're a dancer. You're able to touch your toes. And then he like put me on like the bed. He examined my hips. He did like maybe 2 minutes of examining, sits me down and goes, you need to take 2 months off. And I'm like, what the heck? So freaking out of the blue, so random. No one had ever told me that I need to take time off. Why do I? He was just like, no explanation. You need to take 2 months off. No doing nothing. No physio, no therapy, no rehabilitation, nothing. I was like, I'm supposed to go to this competition, do this convention, do all this stuff. And he's like, nope, all off the table. Nope. And then what made it even worse is I was like, so like, what am I even supposed to do? And he goes, you can take these 2 months to figure out what you want to do, you know, after you're like done dance. Because, you know, it's not going to last you very long because you have like terrible hips. I was like, how insensitive can you be? Like, I don't want to bash this doctor. He's a great doctor, probably. I mean, I didn't have a great experience with him. He's probably great. I just had a bad experience. And I remember just getting in the car after the appointment, and I just started bawling, and it was like a 45-minute drive home, and I just cried the whole time. I swear I lost 3 pounds from crying, just tears. My team was so supportive, obviously. They totally understood. They had to reblock all of their dances because they had a competition coming up and the YYC show was coming up, and it was just a mess. It was like my injury was affecting everyone around me, which was literally the worst feeling in the world because I felt like I was letting every single person in my life down. And I couldn't do anything about it. I ended up doing some rehabilitation because I needed to. I couldn't just sit there and expect it to get better. I need to do some rehab because this injury wasn't something where it needed 2 months off to like heal back together. It was something where I needed to retrain my whole body to work in a different way so I wasn't getting this pain. So I did rehabilitation with the PBT program, which I definitely recommend if you've been having hip pain. It was great. It was helping me so freaking much, and it has helped me so much. So I took the 2 months off. That's kind of very uneventful. I was so bored, so just like didn't want to talk to anyone, so just like, you know, so done, because it's not like I could go to school for 7 hours and just kind of like be a normal kid and then come home. I was at home all day because I'm homeschooled, obviously. So now that you guys know kind of what's happening with my hips, I want to talk about my recovery a little bit. I was supposed to take 2 months off. It ended up being only 6 weeks, which is not awesome, but a lot better than we thought it was going to be. I have just been coming back, and it's been a struggle, let me tell you. I came back and it was kind of prime time. It was the end of March that I came back, and everyone was coming back from competitions, everyone was getting ready for competitions, and everyone was looking amazing, everyone was doing great, everyone has been training super hard, and I had just come back from 6 weeks off. And I am very competitive. I like to be the best that I can be, and obviously I love healthy competition with my teammates. I felt so defeated. I was so mad at my doctor because I was like, I didn't even need to take these 6 weeks off. I didn't need to. It didn't help me at all. I was still in so much pain. It didn't do anything for me, and I was just so frustrated with everyone. I was frustrated with my friends. I was frustrated with my family. I was frustrated with my doctors. I literally just felt like the world was crashing down because I just felt like, what's the point in even trying? Because I was like, I already suck, and it was so freaking hard. That's a lot to take in for a 14-year-old. I know people have had to deal with a lot of like such worse stuff, and I don't want people to be like, you're only dealing with an injury. There's some people who have this and this and this. I totally understand that, but I just thought I should share my side. It was very rough. That's basically what I'm saying. When I came back, I was very out of shape, as you can probably expect. It was very hard for me because I have a very muscular body, and I've talked about this before. I'm very self-conscious. I was just in an awful place, really, because I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. Like, I've had experiences where I look at myself and I'm like, ew, like, but it was to the point where if I saw a mirror, I tried to avoid it as much as possible. It was just awful. I was in such a bad headspace. I thought that when I took this break, I would become more inspired to dance, more inspired to get better because I had taken it for granted. But when I got back, I really didn't really want to dance because I was just so not myself. It was really, really dark, and I didn't talk about it with my family. I didn't talk about it with my friends. I got very snappy, and I was very short with people because I was just so frustrated with myself. And that's really hard to, because my friends obviously didn't realize. They were like, oh my gosh, you're back, this is so great, you must be so happy. And I was, but also I was in such a bad headspace that I didn't even, like, yeah, it just wasn't good. Didn't want to go to dance because I would look at myself in the mirror and I knew my teachers were looking at me thinking, what happened, basically. Well, that's what I thought, but we got through it. As I continued getting back into it, I started losing some weight because obviously when you're not doing any activity and you go into doing a lot of activity, you're gonna lose some weight. And that was the start of my motivation coming back. And as you guys know, I'm a very, very motivated person. I don't compliment myself a lot, but that's something that I'm very proud of myself for being. I started getting my motivation back, and I started being myself again because I started losing this weight, and it was amazing, and I had worked for it. That's when I started working out, eating healthier, finding myself, journaling more, getting to what I used to be. It's an amazing feeling, let me tell you. I don't even know where this video is really going. This is more like a story time video. What the heck? I was gonna like just tell you about my injury and like, I don't know. But this works too, I guess. Actually, I'm gonna grab my journal. This is my chapters journal. I got it at Chapters Dance, which literally, actually, Chapters was probably the start of it where I really found myself. So thank you so much to Talia for making this event that helps me find myself. I had so many supportive people there that I literally just met, and it was great. Okay, I want to read this because I think it's important. I don't know if I haven't read it in a long time, so we'll see. So I'm gonna read to you the last thing I wrote in here because I've been journaling a lot. I've been feeling very inspired and motivated lately. It's a really good feeling to know what I want and to have a good goal. I just feel like I haven't been taking my motivation to action. I haven't been, okay. This is the point where I was literally so motivated, but I just like wasn't putting it to action. Like I felt motivated in my soul, but I just like, I don't really know. I haven't been eating healthy, and although I feel this motivation, I'm having a hard time showing it. I think I might be feeling defeated and like there's no point in trying at the same time, and that is really confusing. I'm either feeling like I'm at my highest or my lowest. There's no in between. I'm so freaking confused. Like what is going on? I honestly have no idea. That's all I'm gonna read from my journal because it's kind of personal, you know? So next, I kind of want to talk about how to stay motivated because obviously I've been feeling a burst of motivation lately, which is great. And I get, this is probably my most common question is how to stay motivated because I know it's really hard. Like usually it's not something that I really have to work for. It's like when I get in class, I am motivated. But I think what you need to remember is that if you want the change, you can make it happen. You can't just dream. And I think that's so important is that I've never really had a dream. I've always just had goals. So instead of having dreams, have goals is basically what I'm saying, if that makes sense. I think you need to have a role model. I think that's also very important. Having a person either in your life or on Instagram or on YouTube that makes you feel so inspired and makes you want to pursue your goal, I guess, is what you really need. I have a lot of people in my life who are like that. One of my biggest inspirations is Kayla Cobflesh. She has led me through dance in so many amazing ways, and she has really become like a guide for me, and I love her so freaking much. Like I don't even know, I'm just so grateful for her. Same with Michelle Dolly. If you guys don't know who Michelle Dolly is, she did my Savage Beauty solo, which I know a lot of you guys love, and I love it too. It's very special to me. Michelle is another person that's literally unexplainable. I love her so freaking much. She's such a talented human being, and I don't know what I would do without her. Again, she's another light in my life. I have so many people supporting me and that I look up to, which is something that I'm so freaking grateful for. And all of these strong, powerful women that I look up to can be your role models too. Even if you don't know them, I think it's very important to have people like this. I choose people that aren't just the best dancers. I choose people who are literally the nicest people I've ever met because I think that's so important to be a kind person. Before anything else, before being a great dancer, before being great at anything else, being a kind person is needed. I think that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's very all over the place. I don't know how I'm gonna edit it, but I think I needed to do this video for me and for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. Follow me on Instagram at Klassen9, and I think that's basically it. Peace out, broskies. Love you. And also, follow my TikTok, Klassen9. You don't want to miss it.